No, it's not. No, it's not. It's really not. Um, I feel like I'm about to ruffle some feathers with my opinions here. Um, but let me just say this, man. Predators, is it a terrible movie? Absolutely not. But is it a disappointing ass sequel? Absolutely. 200%. And I know there's a large fan base for this movie. There are people that do think it's underrated. There are people that are like, oh, this is the best since the original movie. It's not. It's not, man. But, everything's subjective, right? This is just my opinion, right? You're talking to somebody who loved The Predator. Everybody hated that fucking movie. But I love that movie. I love the interactions with is it Boyd Holbrook? I can't remember if that was the actor's name. The main soldier, Trevante Rhodes, was amazing in the movie. Thomas Jane, Keegan Michael Key, like those guys were amazing together. But I like that movie, so it's just like I know a lot of people. I lost a lot of people. They're just like, oh, you like that movie? Fuck out of here. Your opinion's not valid. But let me just say this, man. Like the Predator franchise, it's another franchise I haven't given up on, but I do feel like it's a franchise that is definitely on like an incline at this point because the movies have gotten better. I still got to see Badlands. I still got to see Killer of Killers, and regardless of how people felt about Prey is one of the best. Prey might be my favorite of the entire series, man. And I know that's blasphemy because a lot of people love the macho gunfire, just the tough guy shit of the first one. But I feel like from what I remember, I feel like the most underrated entry in the Predator franchise might be Predator 2. I feel like Predator 2 had everything working against it at the time because the original what came out in 87, same director as like I think Die Hard and Last Action Hero and shit like that. But the first one's classic. It's a fucking classic, man. It's one of the most quotable movies of all time. It's one of the most memorable movies of all time, whether you consider it a horror movie, sci-fi, action. It checks a lot of genre boxes as far as what it is, and it pulls it off amazingly. Don't get me wrong, I love that first movie, but like Predator 2, man, you take Arnold out the mix, you take the jungle out the mix, you take the mercenaries out the mix, and you set it with Danny Glover in this rundown post-apocalyptic future. I think they were in like LA or some shit, or were they in Detroit? Like I feel like this shit was set in the same universe as a RoboCop or something like that. That's how fucked up the future was for them. But Predator 2, man, Gary Busey was in there. Rest in peace, shout out to Bill Paxton. He was in there, man. That like I remember Predator 2 with the Jamaican drug lords and shit. Like they had that funny ass scene where the dude with the dreadlocks, I can't remember his name, but he ran up screaming to the Predator, and then when they cut to it, they show his face and it still looks like he's screaming, but Predator's walking off holding his severed head. I was like, yo, that's one of the greatest transitions of all time. Like I really think Predator 2 might be the most underrated one. But if I can go off for a second, if y'all still sticking with me here, let me tell y'all why Predators is not the most underrated and it's the most disappointing. Because Predators, okay, we get it. This is the third movie in the franchise, if you don't count the AVP movies. You want to harp back to the original. That's what a lot of third movies do. They do things that reference that first movie to wrap it around and make it come full circle, right? So Predators, you have these mercenaries, these people from these different walks of life type of killers and mercenaries, and just the worst of the worst, right? And you throw them in the jungle, which you think is a jungle, and it was a good plot twist where you find out they're not in the jungle, they are on the Predator planet. This is a game preserve that they're on. One of the most fucked up shots in any movie for me is when they go to the edge of the preserve and they see all of the planets in the distance. That was fucked up for me. I don't know, because it's like in my mind I'm thinking like, how would I react to that? I certainly wouldn't react how Adrian Brody did. He's just like, we're gonna need another plan. I'm just like, yo, first of all, Adrian Brody is one of the corniest leads that I've seen in a horror action sci-fi movie, man. He is just not that fucking guy. You're talking like Christian Bale in the Dark Knight movies. I just don't. every fucking line out of his mouth. First of all, Adrian Brody, you're not a bruiser, and I'm cool with the fact that a regular guy can take down Predator, but it's just like, you are not an Arnold Schwarzenegger substitute. I don't give a fuck how much mud you smear on your body in the third act of the movie. Adrian Brody is cringeworthy in this movie, because even when his lines where you think he's trying to flirt with the chick, the sniper rifle chick, I can't remember her name, Alice Braga, that's her name. Even when the moments that he has with her where you feel like he might be trying to flirt with her or get through to her, he's talking to her and he's just like, "You still pissed?" And it's just like, get some Chloraseptic, bro, because I'm not buying this whole, the rough, rugged, I'm gonna talk all ruggedy. Like, that shit is corny. He's such a fucking corny lead in this movie for me, man. And then when he screams "run" when Mahershala Ali gets killed, waste of a fucking character. That's another reason why this movie is not underrated, because y'all had all these cool characters. You had Mahershala Ali from Sierra Leone, like a death squad in Sierra Leone. You had Danny Trejo. You had the Yakuza boy who didn't really talk much, and he had missing fingers, and they had the scene where he faced off with the Predator like Billy did nothing with that sequence. You had Lawrence fucking Fishburne as Nolan, who has the best line in the entire movie, where he pops up, he unveils his invisibility is unveiled. Does that make sense? I don't know. But, Adrian Brody's like, "What the fuck are you?" And Lawrence Fishburne takes the Predator mask off, and he's like, "I'm alive." That's the best line in the movie, because it's like, "What the fuck are you? I'm alive." And he's been surviving season after season, and he wants to eat these people, and they didn't know. It was a cool plot twist. And then you just got rid of him. You had the Predator blow him to bits, CG bits. You had that big motherfucker from Bad Boys 2. You had him in there, and he had the Gatling gun and all of that shit, the minigun and all of that. Topher Grace, it's like, he didn't fit the bill. It was kind of obvious that he didn't fit in, but whatever. You had Walt Goggins, who was just the shittiest person of all, and you had all of these, you had a plethora of all of these different characters, and the diversity was so amazing in that movie. You did nothing with these characters that you could have done. You did nothing with this premise that you could have done. The Berserker Predators look fucking sick, and I didn't get enough of that. I love that the Predators were at war with one another. It was two different species of them that were at war, actively at war, that these people were in the middle of. Derek Mears, who played Jason Voorhees and the wolf in the werewolf in what was it, Cursed, and he played Swamp Thing in the TV series. Derek Mears played the classic Predator. He was in there. Like, it was just a bunch of fucking amazing ideas on paper that y'all didn't deliver with. Like, it's so disappointing, man. And I don't hate this movie. This is a movie I can watch from start to finish, but every time I watch it, I'm just like, y'all could have did this with that. And the whole movie, I'm picking. I'm nitpicking at it. And rightfully so, man, because there's so many things on paper that y'all could have done. There's so many fucking ideas that y'all had at y'all disposal that y'all didn't take advantage of, man. And I like this director, Nimrod Natal, I think his name is, and he did the movie Armored, which is a really good heist gone wrong, like action thriller type of thing. I love that fucking movie. But this dude, man, and it's no fault of his own. I don't know who wrote it. I know Robert Rodriguez produced it. There's a commentary on YouTube also, with Robert Rodriguez and Nimrod Natal, where they talk about the movie. I don't know if it's a full-length commentary. I don't know if they cut it in parts, but I've only got the first half of it, like the first act or two of the movie worth of commentary. But like, this movie, man, and then you got rid of like the two characters that could have been the most badass, Mahershala Ali and Danny Trejo. You killed them first. You killed Danny Trejo first. I mean, Danny Trejo, like, let's keep it a bean. He dies in everything, right? Every fucking movie he dies in, unless it's Machete, I still got to watch those movies. But Mahershala Ali dies second. Like, I'm like, come on, man. Come on, yo. Like, it's just so many things that they could have done and possibly could have made it one of the best sequels, if not the best sequel, but y'all just didn't execute right. They didn't. Especially with that samurai scene with the Yakuza dude, where he's just facing off with the Predator, and the Predator is such an honorable fight sequence because the Predator respects his gangster, and he's like, all right, you want to go toe to toe, like, I'll break out my sword, you break out your sword, and we'll go at it. And it's just it's not climactic or action packed at all, man. It's just corny for the most part. It's brief and it's corny. And then at the end of it, Adrian Brody, we got to figure out how to get the fuck off this planet. It's like, thank you, Captain Obvious. We know, like, we've been on this planet for the whole movie. It's just stupid, man.